Someone in the meeting room spoke up. It seems Isaac removed the manna that was corroding the sacred tree. However, the elders seemed disbelieving. What? I know there was manna on the sacred tree, but a newborn baby could remove it. Isn't that the only plausible explanation? The boy created a physical form from the manna. The elder wearing glasses also commented, yes, this exorcism method could be effective, but it certainly isn't that simple. If anything goes wrong, it could have killed the tree. They continued to discuss. The patriarch chose a stable purification method for a reason. Goel's face darkened. What nonsense are they talking about? How could a newborn baby do that? Rely firmly declared. Isaac undoubtedly exorcised the manna instinctively. Isaac nodded in satisfaction. That's right. He was certain that this baby, still breastfeeding, had accomplished something that no one in the Central Church could do in the past 70 years. Goel on the opposite side broke out in a cold sweat. What the hell is he saying? He slammed his hand on the table, trying to sway public opinion. Elders, do you really believe this nonsense? Goel vehemently denied it. A newborn baby performing an exorcism, it can't even talk yet. When the whole world finds out, we'll be the laughingstock. He gritted his teeth, pointing out Isaac's shortcomings. While Isaac didn't care, look at that boy, saying he's a descendant of the Ashwa family is unbelievable. Who knows if he's really the child of some unknown family? Rely resolutely assured them, respected elders, please listen to me, this child will become a saint. He even put his hand on Isaac's shoulder, confident that the boy could even become the next pope. Isaac completely agreed, yes. However, Relay's next statement displeased Isaac. He will kill the dry skull demon king. He inwardly cursed. What? He's done so well up to this point. The elders present stammered upon hearing that name. The dry skull demon king, that damned creature. Henna sneered, you're digging your own grave, Relay. She issued a challenge. If you're so confident, perhaps we should test the boy. Henna set the conditions. I request to use the treasure of relics. The scene now shifts to the northwestern region of the Holy Hela Empire Dark Forest. A monster is slain by a sharp sword. Eli stands proudly amidst the fallen beasts. He sheathes his sword, then speaks slowly. This place is too chaotic. The knight behind bows in agreement. I agree with the patriarch. He inquisitively asks, what is it? She reports, your representative has requested the use of the sacred relic treasury. Eli shows his displeasure. I told you the Holy See is not permitted to use it. The knight adds, it's not the Holy See. Her next words make him turn. Your grandson has revived the divine tree. The representative wants to see if the boy possesses the qualities of a saint. Eli turns, asking, what do you mean? He asks again, why would there be a saint in my family? As Patriarch Ashwa Eli Ashwa, he commands firmly, I forbid it. Only a saint can survive inside. Tell them to avoid unnecessary conflict. Eli emphasizes, there are no exceptions, but a voice suddenly interrupts, tell them to proceed. Melissa approaches slowly and asks the knight, you mean Isaac? She smiles slightly, exclaiming, reviving the divine tree, impressive, isn't it? Melissa then says something surprising to the female knight, since we're opening the treasury, why not let all the saintess and saint candidates in? The knight is stunned, yes. She's actually very much looking forward to this. However, a child from another family might obtain something good from the treasury. I hope so. Melissa mentions the sacred chest. Even the most outstanding saintesses of previous generations couldn't obtain anything from that chest. Perhaps if that Isaac can get something from it, we can track and finally kill the dry bone demon king. She excitedly suggests, then we should put a reward in it, shouldn't we? Melissa orders the knight, tell them, the child who brings out the best treasure from the treasury will receive a reward that even the Pope can't obtain. Her words even put pressure on the knight. They will receive the Ashwa family legacy. Melissa gestures, and I will personally teach them the family's secret techniques. She excitedly clenches her fist, we'll give them everything. The sacred relic treasury holds a secret technique from thousands of years ago along with sacred relics. A saintess always guards the vault, and the Ashwa family is considered its owner. Because only children under 10 can enter, the vault has been used as a right for saintess candidates. When they turn 1, they enter and choose something. People predicted the saintess's future power based on the item the child brought back. However, the vault was so dangerous that even saintess candidates risked their lives entering. After many deaths, the vault was sealed. A whisper speaks, let's see. It excitedly tempts, if our young master survives and brings back treasure. Isaac interrupts, Gaga, why are you saying that? It asks him, but you're looking forward to it too, aren't you, young master? Isaac admits, Gaga, of course. His expression turns sinister. Gaga, the body of the dry bone demon king is said to be in there. Suddenly, a hand lifts Isaac. Are you excited, young master? A blonde knight then tells him, the matriarch has opened the vault to all the candidates. Isaac considers this. The knight continues to praise him. All the children of prominent noble families will be there, even the cursed family of the Pope. I'm sure you'll win. The young master whispers, oh, it seems they're making a big deal out of this. Isaac lies still for a moment, considering, this is good, more people mean more distractions, it'll be easier to retrieve my body. Another hand lifts Isaac. You must be careful, Isaac. Rely lifts him and warns, demons captured from the battlefield will guard inside. Isaac estimates, how dangerous are the guarding demons? He smiles inwardly, but I'm sure they're all rank 6 or lower. Isaac decides, I'll just use subjugation, but Rely interrupts, a rank 8 demon is definitely not an easy opponent. He shouts, what, a rank 8 demon in there? The blonde knight adds, though a rank 9 dragon might be the worst. Rely thinks, perhaps considering only rank. The whisper complains, the whole Ashwa family must have lost their minds. A dragon where a bunch of kids will be going. It hesitates. But at least you know a lot about dragons, master. He bites his lip in fear. What now? Damn it, dragons are dangerous in a different way. Isaac confesses, I've tricked them several times before. The whisper boasts, that scoundrel tricked young dragons. Images of arguing dragons flash back. They continually question him, what the hell did you sell to those kids? They're not even 300 years old yet. The old dragon was captured, along with 17 bone golem monsters. Isaac remembers with irritation, they have excellent memories too, they can recognize my soul. The whisper encourages him, perhaps this is a good time for me to change masters. Hearing that, Isaac scolds it, I hear you. He puts his hands down, deciding, it leaves me no choice. Isaac visualizes rank 6 demons and a rank 9 dragon in the sacred relic treasury. Currently, he can only deal with rank 6 demons. I need to rob all the mana cores of the Ashwa clan, Isaac ordered whispering to which annex building. So, while the sky was clear, he and Whisper read the book. Sitting in front of the door, he flipped through the pages, studying, while Whisper was filled with worry. Then Whisper went to the side, master, are you alright? You look like you're about to be cleansed. He held the book 10 Ways to Dismember the Skeleton King, and after reading it, his face turned pale and purple. He was lost in thought, damn it. His face wrinkled after reading. He thought to himself, damn it, if I could master the holy power, learning these 3 spells would be easy as pie. Why am I getting more discouraged the more I read? A small note, Kim Isaac is still breastfeeding. So he devised a different plan. Now, all I need to do is manipulate his mind and force him to teach me. As if realizing something, Whisper cheered and praised, Master, you want to use black magic among the priests, you plan to bury this house and then play a really awesome devil role, right? That made him look at it in horror and wonder, what happened to this person's personality in the last 150 years? Whisper flew around joyfully, while he rubbed his face wearily. I can't understand all this theory by myself. So he yawned, feigning sleepiness, and Reliashwa reached out to pick him up. You look so tired, son. Then hugged him to comfort him. I guessed that he had had a very busy day. Right now he was sleepy and could fall asleep at any moment. Whispering at this time followed him closely. In his heart he affirmed, that's right, children our age have to sleep 16 hours a day to be enough. Reliashwa carried him to bed, when the blonde knight saw the book and picked it up, questioning it. Reliashwa said nothing, only extending his hand in front of him. Then he cast regeneration, making him feel instantly restored. He smiled happily, oh, it's a spell. So he excitedly tried to get out, wanting another try. Great, cast an offensive spell, boss. Whisper flew closer and advised, please stay put, sir. Whisper added, you need to go to the annex as soon as possible, you can't hide people here, right? It was like a bolt from the blue. He widened his eyes in surprise. That's right, the annex. I have to get rid of these people as quickly as possible. So, in front of the two of them, he pretended, but seeing how he acted, Whisper felt listless. That's a terrible performance, no one will believe it, but it did attract their attention. The blonde knight, seeing this, touched his nose and laughed. Sir Isaac falls asleep really fast. Reliashwa felt happy and honored. A wonderful child, quick at everything. Whisper was amazed. They're all crazy, they actually believe it. So, to create a quiet space, the two of them decided to go out. It's late, I'm going out, right? Yes, I need to go train anyway. The plan was a success. He lay down and chuckled, while Whisper could only look bored. Amazing, got them all. Suddenly, someone said, the totem seems very dangerous, I think we should take it outside. This woke him up. What? Relia Schwa opened the door wide, saying it was a precious object, the first totem belonging to Isaac, so make sure it's safe. The blonde knight smiled and obeyed. Yes, sir. He panicked. I still need to restore it. Who allowed you to take it? Relia Schwa added, I'll display it in the most visible place. He collapsed, tears welling up. I haven't even extracted the mana from my totem yet. But he had a plan. He climbed up, looking ahead excitedly. In that case, I'll drain the mana cores in the annex. Let's do it. So, with his small body, he tried to crawl out to escape, making Whisper sigh. You're really planning to crawl to the annex? Will you make it there today? He asserted, I have a way to open the door for myself. Whisper flew closer. Yes, of course, sir, I obey. I'm never carrying you there. When Whisper flew closer to check, he exclaimed, oh. Your master locked the door. The lock system is all on the outside. He even cast a spell on it. He had just crawled out, and before he could sit up, he cursed silently. Damn that hateful master. So, in the silence, he ordered, break down the door. But Whisper replied, they'll think you've been attacked and will all come here. His thoughts were shattered, so he could only silently curse. Damn it. He slammed his hand on the door to express his anger. His face wrinkled as he tried to pull open the door with his small body. I'm going crazy. I can't stand all the whispering from here to there. If I use magic, things will get worse. Whisper couldn't help but laugh at the sight. How to escape? While thinking, the door suddenly opened, causing him to be suddenly injured. His exclamation made Shuria Schwa exclaim in surprise. Huh. Opening the door completely, he saw him rolling on the ground. Seeing this, Shuria Schwa wondered, this kid can't even walk yet. This is Goel Ashwa's son, the holy candidate of the Ashwa family, Shuria Schwa, age 5. At this moment, he realized that this guy was his enemy, but he was startled to see the blood. This made Whisper angrily exclaim, he dared to harm my master. 5-year-old Shuria Schwa lay there, gnashing his teeth in anger, his hands clenched. Even a genius like me can't create the totem, so there's no way this brat could have made it. Shuria Schwa was gathering power to cast a spell. Seeing this, he excitedly exclaimed, Gah. Shuria Schwa smiled sinisterly at him. I'm the one who deserves to be crowned a saint. The one who dares to claim what belongs to me. Raised that power in his hand. He felt contempt and used his finger to control his favorite toy. This is how I'll escape that arrogant Ashwa. Lost in imagination, he launched the toy straight at Shuria Schwa's head, making him fall back. He looked at the scene happily and pointed forward. Duh, found a horse to ride. Shuria Schwa cried, covering his face in anger. Do you know who I am? He immediately recognized the resemblance. You look exactly like that thug uncle. You must be his son. Whisper chuckled aside. He held the toy, smiling sinisterly. I saw you gathering mana to attack me, you bastard. Serves you right. He used his power to control the toy, hitting Shuria Schwa repeatedly, making him curl up to protect himself. Ack. Whisper praised the attack. Nice hit, master. This made him even more excited and attacked fiercely. You arrogant brat, get ready to be my horse. Unable to take it anymore, Shuria Schwa tried to gather his strength in his hand. Then he cast his shield to defend, even though tears were falling. This surprised him. Do you really think you're more talented than others? He heard that question and simply smiled and answered vaguely, It was enough to make Shuria Schwa angry. What's so surprising about it? At my age, no one can use level 3 defensive holy power. To make him convinced, Shuria Schwa immediately opened his eyes. The surprise was a bit too early. Then immediately looked up to the sky and used the divine light level 3 attack. He simply looked on without much surprise, while Shuria Schwa was overjoyed because she thought she was better than Kim Isaac. Take the hit. That power was aimed straight at him. He just looked up to the sky and praised silently. How impressive, summoning 2 streams of divine light. But that power was nothing to him, so he smiled and exclaimed, Dea, thank you for the meal. Then, he used his abilities to dispel the attack, much to Shuria Schwa's astonishment. He could only watch helplessly and exclaim, how is it possible for his defensive spell to be amplified to such a degree? He danced and laughed, making Shuriashwa feel helpless. How could he know how to use it when the master hasn't taught me? Now the control was in his hands, while Shuriashwa looked around anxiously, worrying about his fate. He smiled brightly and exclaimed, "All right, many thanks for your guidance, brother." That immense power was approaching. Shuriashwa watched with growing anxiety. No way. He then pointed menacingly at Shuriashwa, causing him to panic. He slowly backed away, exclaiming, "Wait," but it was too late. A scream rang out. He witnessed the scene with a bright, cheerful smile. Seeing this, the Whisper didn't know what to say. He could only approach and sigh. The entire Ashwa clan must be crazy. Dragons, thrown into a place full of newborns. It's like missing something important. He couldn't laugh anymore and switched to a state of disappointment. "However, master, at least you have profound knowledge about dragons." While he was telling him a story, he looked down and the Whisper questioned, "What's wrong again?" He anxiously gnawed his nails, breaking into a cold sweat. "Damn it, thinking about it, dragons are really dangerous. I've been deceiving them for a long time." Hearing this, the Whisper questioned, "How many did you deceive?" He then remembered the chaotic scene when the dragons exposed him across the battlefield. "That bastard scammed all the young dragons. What the hell did you sell to those kids? They're not even 300 years old yet." Even many adult dragons were deceived. "That damned, bony bastard." He counted them one by one and came to a conclusion, about 70 of them. With that overwhelming number, he panicked. "This is bad. They remember like leeches. They'll realize their souls are missing." Unlike him, the Whisper thought of a plan, and wasn't too distraught. "Isn't this a good opportunity for me to switch places with the master?" He could only grit his teeth and watch, reminding himself, "I heard that." Cornered, he had no choice but to decide. There's no other way. The Whisper transformed into the totem. He sat with his arms crossed, and looked down at Shuriashwa with eyes full of contempt, exclaiming, "Dea, what are you doing?" With that overwhelming power, he looked down at Shuriashwa with a strong expression and commanded, "Durara, you slacker, carry me quickly." That night, he went out. He is Shuriashwa. He was enduring something. In the future, he would become a saint. He would escape the cursed Ashwa clan and become the Pope, but his suffering was only just beginning as he struggled. But he used all his strength, his feet firmly planted on the ground, resisting. And yes, he was carrying Kim on his back. The more cheerful Kim was, the more exhausted he became. That damned brat was making a scheming face, shaking his toy and ordering, "Gaga," to the annex. He didn't understand but was exhausted and scolded, "Why are you doing this? Do you know I'm Isaac?" Before he could finish, the Whisper emerged, threatening him, causing his face to turn pale and unable to utter another word. "Move before I tear you into 100 pieces, you lowly insect." He watched the scene with boredom, showing no expression. Then he agreed, "Yeah, let's focus on surviving this first." Shuriashwa was so scared he burst into tears. "Someone save me." And so, in the quiet night, only the scream was heard. "Duh." He swaggered to the left while Shuriashwa stumbled around. He was breathless under the burden, while Kim Isaac looked down, tapping his toy and scolded, "Duh, do you want to die? Snap out of it." Shuriashwa found his capricious nature incomprehensible. "In the middle of the night, where do you intend to go?" The rustling wind made Shuriashwa stop, afraid to proceed. He looked ahead, his face turning pale. "This is the second annex of the Ashwa clan." Shuriashwa looked and screamed in horror, "The haunted house." The Whisper laughed heartily at the sight. He remained calm, trying to understand the situation, while Shuriashwa was terrified, his mouth agape. "Why did this madman bring me here? Many people have died here, so the patriarch forbade entry." They both laughed happily as their plan was about to be executed. The Whisper whispered, It seems there are several dozen of them here. You had to desperately train for decades to gather this much mana." The building before them shimmered like a jewel. Kim Isaac was even more cheerful, pointing forward and ordering, "Let's go, kid." Shuriashwa, having seen him insist, understood, "You want to go inside?" "No, we can't go in there. The adults said we shouldn't." Before he could finish, the Whisper reappeared, threatening him into silence. "Shut up and go, pup." That old house, dimly lit. Two small figures slowly infiltrated the annex. Kim Isaac's voice echoed everywhere, while he crawled along, terrified. The house was dilapidated and desolate. He looked at it with disgust. "Damn, the inside is much worse." "You're exhausted, aren't you?" After looking around for a while, he discovered a strange place and pondered. Wait a minute, that's... Whispered to check and immediately reported to him. The entire building had been sealed, the owner of every door here also had something like a protective barrier. He heard that and was depressed, lying on Shuriashwa's head and sighing. This was really troublesome, and he already felt heavy. Now it was even heavier and he was trembling. Scared and tired, looking up at him, Shuriashwa advised, "Hey, let's go back, everything in here is locked." Suddenly, he grabbed Shuriashwa's head and yelled. Shuri's eyes widened, and he asked, "Whoa, what's wrong?" Letting go, while advising his younger brother to stop attacking, he suddenly froze when he looked ahead. Looking at the scene before him, he was stunned and stood speechless. The previous patriarchs. As if understanding Kim Isaac's intentions from a young age, he advised him to give up. You're still aiming for the patriarch's position. But it's useless, the next patriarch will be me." He didn't bother with the arrogant attitude and simply used his power to control a few trinkets. With a jaya, he launched an object, shattering the picture. Shuriashwa's eyes widened in horror at the sight, and he shouted, "Our ancestors!" The man didn't listen and continued to use the trinkets to smash everything, leaving Shuriashwa disbelieving and clutching his head. "Are you crazy? What are you doing to the patriarchs?" As he predicted, after smashing all the portraits, he retrieved the trinket and exclaimed excitedly, "Aha, so Isaac placed a barrier on the portraits." After whispering a check, he became excited. "The barrier is broken, master." Hearing this, the man was overjoyed. "Excellent." He immediately transformed into a cat and darted off to find the truth. "Goo, let's go." In contrast to his cheerful expression, Shuriashwa was panicking. "Where are you going?" Not only did he dash off, but he also slowly rolled away, leaving Shuriashwa astonished. "Are you crazy? After causing all this chaos, where do you think you're going?" With a lada, he flung open the door. Inside were all the things he was looking for, and he exclaimed with a bright smile, "Whoa, amazing. One more thing," he muttered, "I'll take care of this now," and he used GABA to silently lock the door. The door slowly closed. Shuriashwa ran forward anxiously. "Hey, stop, what are you doing?" A look of contempt appeared on his face. He thought, "A child like you doesn't need to know, kid." After finishing, he sat upright and sighed. "Phew. Let's begin." Green, spiritual-like smoke emanated from him, and his eyes shone brightly. Shuriashwa outside anxiously yelled and pounded on the door repeatedly. "Hurry up, I'll tell the adults everything. I'll tell everything and get you kicked out." As he pounded on the door furiously, someone approached. "Shuri," the familiar voice made him break out in a cold sweat. Relai asked, "What are you doing here?" Hearing this, he turned around and tattled on Kim Isaac's misdeeds. "Uncle, you came just in time, Isaac, that monster." But before he could finish, someone scolded him from behind. "What do you think you're doing, Shuri? Regardless of the reason, you know you're not allowed in the annex. Why did you bring Isaac here?" Hearing that, he didn't understand and could only chuckle nervously and reply, "Yes." In others' memories, Kim Isaac became a pitiful figure crying, "Hoo-hoo," as he was wickedly carried away. Everyone discussed it. "So, many people saw you carrying Isaac here on your back. Moreover, there are traces of sacred attack magic in Isaac's room. You're responsible for all of this, aren't you?" Those conclusions caused him to step back, arguing fearfully, "No, it's true, I brought him here and part of the sacred attack magic was mine, but..." Relaiashwa gently patted Shuriashwa's shoulder and advised him, "Shuri, this time you've gone too far. No matter what, you've harassed a baby who hasn't even been weaned. You locked Isaac up here." Hearing that, he panicked even more. He hadn't even had a moment to laugh. "I didn't lock him anywhere." Isaac went in himself. At that moment, a sound came from inside, causing everyone to panic. Relaiashwa approached the door and asked Isaac, "Are you in there? The door is locked." "Oh my God." Relaiashwa opened the door, her face wrinkling. He was crying and wailing, causing Relaiashwa to exclaim, "Isaac." She looked at the pitiful scene and felt sorry for him. "Are you okay, Isaac? You look so scared." Shuriashwa was stunned, unsure how to react. Relaiashwa pitifully stroked his head. "Thank goodness you're safe. You seem scared, but nothing seems to have happened." He buried his face and sobbed. Relaiashwa glared at him with killing intent. Then hugged him and left, not forgetting to remind him, "Shuri, you should be ashamed of yourself." Ignoring him, made him feel wronged. He could only stammer, No, that's not true, really." He made a sound, "Ga, thank you, which puzzled Shuriashwa. A cruel, wicked smile appeared on his face. Thanks to you, I had a delicious meal. Shuri witnessed this, completely shocked and unable to erase his injustice. That villain, Rely, and the others wondered, why does he look so angry? Isn't it just too cold here, a child like that already? He held the flame in his hand, elated. The amount obtained is even more than I imagined. In just one go, I absorbed an amount of mana equivalent to 100 years of training. He absorbed the flame into himself. With this much mana, finally, I can carry out that plan. He grinned, his face contorting into a terrifying expression. Reliashwa simply thought, it seems Isaac was truly scared. The bright morning quietly arrived. He was researching with Whisper when a voice suddenly rang out, Isaac, I want to introduce someone to you. Reliashwa kindly introduced, this is Ashley, from now on, she will be your assistant. The elegant woman placed her hand on her chest and briefly introduced herself. My name is Ashley Larchie, a holy knight of the Ishwa family. After the introduction, she knelt down and pledged, I will serve you until death. Whisper felt reassured, but he only felt annoyed. Thinking back, he pondered one thing, they sent someone to monitor him because of the last incident, So he used his small body to point at her and threaten her, saying this and that making her wonder. He put his hand on his head, scrunching up his face to scare her, making more incomprehensible sounds and shooing her away. Neither of them understood anything, and they were all flustered after witnessing it. Thinking he had successfully conveyed his thoughts, Ashley approached young Master Rely. Ashley shyly pleaded, may I pinch your cheek once? Reliashwa, behind him, was delighted to see the affection between them, while he could only sigh, why are there so many crazy people in this house? Reliashwa reached into his inner pocket, pulled out an item, and said, Isaac, this is a gift from your uncle. It's so beautiful, it looks like it's plated in silver, and it even has a smell. He looked at the gift with bewilderment. Did he pick this up from the trash? The Whisperer saw it and was flabbergasted. I thought I misheard, but it seems the Ishwa family is truly facing a financial crisis. How can he call this a suitable gift for someone's first birthday? While he was still complaining, Ashley looked on in amazement. Oh my God, isn't this the sacred relic of the Holy Maiden? After hearing that, he hesitantly picked it up to examine it. The Holy Maiden's sacred relic. Reliashwa patted his head and explained, your uncle took it from the council for you. After examining it, he realized, it's real. This is the ring the Holy Maiden used in her battle against me, an ancient ring containing a bit of holy magic. As he held it, a white and gold smoke emanated. The holy power inside was truly amazing. He held the ring with a calculating expression. It seems it'll break after only 1 or 2 uses, but I have a way to fix it. Moreover, he looked elsewhere. Goel was leaning against a tree, his face filled with anger. His intense stare made him even more certain. That expression guaranteed it was genuine. He glared at his young nephew as if wanting to eliminate him. Goel Ashwa suddenly approached, making him uneasy. Ahaha, my darling little nephew, Isaac. He forced a smile to appease his beloved nephew, but it looked utterly fake. Oh, you're so adorable, my dear nephew. I hope you're comfortable here. But the closer Goel got, the more uncomfortable he felt, making him jump. In his heart, he was screaming, what the hell is this creepy thing? The Whisperer also looked worried. He's probably gone crazy. Inside, Goel was equally flustered. Damn it, this is getting complicated. I destroyed the blessing device in the Holy Relic warehouse so he wouldn't receive a blessing, but unexpectedly, they gave him the Holy Maiden's sacred relic instead. The old woman then gave the ring to Reliashwa and said, since Isaac didn't receive a blessing, we must give him this. Goelashwa panicked, the Holy Maiden's sacred relic. He emphatically pointed at himself and shouted, give that to my child. The old woman looked at Goel and asked, give it to Shuri. She sighed and waved her hand. Didn't he already receive a blessing from the Holy See? Don't be greedy, go back. He remembered and ground his teeth in anger. I was planning to pretend to donate to the Holy See while secretly taking it. He can't possibly understand the true value of the sacred relic. He pretended to adjust his clothes and sighed, TSK, if you're choosing a gift, you should choose something better. That thing is useless. Reliashwa angrily retorted, useless, how dare you speak of the Holy Maiden's artifact like that? He smiled sinisterly at Reliashwa, pulled out another ring box, and said, Isaac is also your precious nephew, how can you give him this useless thing? He opened the glittering ring box. trying to tempt him. This ring is blessed directly by the Holy See. In the Holy Relic Warehouse, this will be far more useful. This is an incredibly precious item that Rely could never obtain. Rely Ashwa could only stand there silently, not knowing what to say. So Goel Ashwa offered the ring box, tempting him, isn't that right? Now give me that old, dirty ring. He then scorned it and threw the box at Goel, making him spurt blood. He didn't forget to add, scram. He picked up Goel's ring box, closed the lid, and said, doesn't this trash smell like the Pope? To Goel Ashwa's astonishment, he threw the ring box into the air. Get lost. The ring was thrown away mercilessly, causing Goel to yell, whoa. He quickly ordered someone, what are you doing? Go find the ring quickly. He glanced over and saw Rely Ashwa staring at him. That ring is worth 1,000 times more than what I gave him. And yet, he still chose my gift. He held the ring, grinning brightly. Rely Ashwa happily reached for him. Isaac, my beloved nephew. Rely Ashwa and Ashley joyfully tossed him into the air. From now on, we'll give you the best things. Hooray for young Master Isaac. The ring was being retrieved. Someone complained, it's too deep, young master, but Goel Ashwa urged them on, find it at all costs, risk your lives. While he was flying, he rejoiced inwardly, I cast the weight spell, they'll never find it. The Whisperer happily praised, indeed, master, your determination to never touch that foul object is admirable. But before he could laugh for long, he said to pick it up tomorrow morning, shocking the Whisperer. Me? He asked again, could it be me? The Whisperer uttered a sound of agreement. He explained, that thing is very valuable, I'll sell it. Meanwhile, Goel, having lost the ring, grabbed his head and cried out, Yuva. Goel, in his room, angrily slammed his fist on the table, damn that brat. He hung his head, dejectedly sighing, he doesn't know how valuable that thing is. In this situation, he could only give up, waving his hand dismissively, whatever, I bet he doesn't even know how to use that ancient ring. The person in front of him could only silently and nervously watch Goel Ashwa talk about the Holy Maiden's ring. Only someone incapable of using holy magic can use it. It requires absorbing the holy power of at least 20 people, that's impossible. A challenging expression appeared on his face. He smirked and wondered, I wonder if even 10 people will attend his birthday party. And so, the next morning dawned. Everywhere people are flocking to laugh and talk happily. Ashley held him in her arms and looked out in amazement. It was amazing, there were more than 148 Saintess candidates, including the nobles and servants. There were about 4,000 people present today. All the Duke families had arrived, along with dozens of Marquis families. The Emperor was present, and even other countries had sent Saintess candidates. Incredible, isn't it? Ashley was overjoyed, but he was pale and weak, barely able to breathe. Dua whispered, looking bored. He witnessed that scene and was indescribably frustrated, so he thought to himself, why are there so many Saintess candidates? Are the gods lazy and scattering them everywhere? He silently observed that and could only reply, they are exactly the type to do that. Rely Ashwa also found it strange. He pondered for a moment, I didn't expect this, I thought no one would come, believing it was a trap. Of course, they wouldn't think it's a trap, his friend had just finished saying when the door suddenly burst open. It's been a while, Rely. This was Count Simon Aegis, the head of one of the 3 merchant guilds in the Empire and Rely's closest friend. Rely Ashwa was taken aback by the sudden appearance. Simon, you came too? Simon grinned, beaming with good news. The rumors spread throughout the Empire. Of course, I had to come. Everyone knows this isn't a trap, so they decided to participate. Besides, all the frail sons of the Ashwa family are here. Hearing this, both Rely Ashwa and Ashley nodded slightly. Simon continued, cheerfully smiling, not to mention what the patriarch of the Ashwa family bet. How could I not come? Even the papal family will be here. Hearing this, he felt a little better and turned his head to listen, curious, what did she bet? Rely Ashwa, naturally, didn't believe it. He replied, don't be ridiculous, there's no way the papal family would participate. Simon sighed and teased, just a guess, there's no way those unfriendly royals would appear in Ashwa family territory. They hate this place because there are too many commoners, except for the Barrett family. It became increasingly outrageous, so Rely Ashwa advised, Simon, lower your voice, but Simon continued, ignoring the advice, why should I? My son, Amon, is also a Saintess candidate. This event is organized by the Ashwa family anyway. the papal family has no reason to participate. Suddenly, a figure appeared, walking towards them. Gradually raising his hand to open the door, Shwa still tried to advise, "You have to be careful with your words, don't pay attention to that woman, she always looks like she just stepped in something." He hadn't finished speaking when the door opened, and all three of them stared in shock. The person spoke, as the old saying goes, nothing is more dangerous than a rude friend. Indeed, the wisdom of the ancients was not wrong. Simon's face turned purple from the unexpected appearance. Simon slowly retreated, avoiding the terrifying pressure. Shwa immediately recognized him, Cardinal Barrett. He looked inside, laughing gleefully, and said to the three of them, "Just imagine, the weak men of the Ashwa family organizing an event like this. I hope your child will bring something back from the Holy Relic Vault to save this family's face. I'm curious to see how the Ashwa child dares to declare themselves a saintess candidate. And I haven't even met them yet." Ashley seemed to sense his gaze and hugged him tightly. He smiled contentedly and continued, "Oh well, but this is still an opportunity for you." Placing his hand on his chest, a terrifying pressure emanated from him. "I sincerely pray that the saintess candidate can enhance your family's reputation." Shwa felt a chill run down his spine. This is a hoax orchestrated by the Holy See. Dozens of people are wearing black cloaks with glowing golden eyes. The number of saintess candidates increased from 25 to 148 just last week. That's very strange. The only explanation is that the Holy See is ignoring the saintess candidates who appeared out of nowhere. However, their end will be bloodshed in the magic circle. Everyone wants their child to be a saintess candidate. When such children are brought into the Holy Relic Vault, they will inevitably try to eliminate the weakest opponents. Shwa clenched his fists, worried, they could even hurt him in the chaos. If that happens, he looked at him worriedly. Isaac will be in danger. Shwa was extremely worried, but he was unconcerned, picking his nose, oblivious to what was happening. The family's iconic holy statue glowed brightly, a baby of the Ashwa family. A sparkling light emanated from the sacred statue. Apart from his prominent appearance and the family's reputation, he was completely useless. The baby statue just snuggled into his arms and fell asleep. In the tense atmosphere, however, for those who wanted to seize the superior genes of the Ashwa family, or for those who wanted to obtain the favor of the papal family, those who hated the lineage of the saintess, countless hands yearned to reach that radiant light. The Ashwa child was nothing more than perfect prey. At this moment, a mysterious person presented a vial and commanded, "So, let's play a little prank on this Ashwa child. Make it so that he doesn't die, but can't do anything." The child received the vial and carried out the important task. The mission was to mix this medicine into his water and use holy poison. Teach the brat how cruel the world can be. However, many vials were scattered on the floor. Turn him into a laughingstock in front of everyone, to the astonishment of all attendees. And proclaim to the world that the Ashwa brat can never become a saint. He held each vial and drank one after another, having finished the others. After drinking, he refreshed himself, wiping his mouth excitedly. "Wow, that's so delicious." He was still happy after finishing when others panicked. "Oh my God, how many vials did he drink?" The person who gave the noble mission could only remain silent. He threw the vial forward and ordered, "Bring me more, this poison can't kill me." This caused someone to be injured. He vigorously shook the vial. "Dua, give me more." Isaac was terrified. The person who had been injured earlier was whimpering, "I want to go home." Someone who witnessed the scene was also worried and scared. Two people gossiped about him. "What's wrong with that kid? I thought you put laxatives in it. Or maybe he grabbed the wrong bottle." "Wow, that's strange." "I don't think so, let's go." While they were still wondering, someone covered their face in disappointment. "Why does he keep drinking those poisoned vials? It's so embarrassing." Don't tarnish the Ashwa name. Clearly, the saintess candidate has a problem. While he was drinking freely, Shuri Ashwa approached. She decisively snatched the vials away and yelled, "Don't drink any more. Are you that thirsty?" This caused him to spit out the water. Suddenly Shuri Ashwa gave him the bottle, which made his eyes itch. If he wanted to drink, then drink it. Before she could finish her sentence, Shuri Ashwa threw the bottle straight into her face. "Daha, it's not poisonous." Shuri Ashwa collapsed. He then grabbed someone's pants, demanding the vial. "Give me the super toxin." The person wondered why he was so hyperactive. "But this is holy poison," someone gasped, trying to stop him. "Are you crazy? Drinking that will kill you." He panicked. "Holy poison." Without hesitation, he leaped up, eyes gleaming, demanding the vial. Give it, people screamed in fear. So he didn't give in and rushed into fight with the other person, snatching the bottle. Outsiders were talking about it. It seemed like it had extraordinary poison resistance. I heard that a person could reach the level of naturally releasing poison while training in holy power. What, you mean, you've already reached that level? But why only the poisonous vial? Maybe he wants to ensure others can't drink it because it's dangerous. While everyone was still discussing, Shuriashwa seemed to withdraw, quietly sitting and contemplating. Nonsense. Really, a voice startled Shuriashwa. You mean he's sacrificing himself? Everyone's jaws dropped. Even Shuriashwa couldn't believe his eyes. He jumped up in shock. Kina Barrett, why is he here? I haven't heard anything about the papal family being involved. This is Kina Barrett, a direct descendant of the papal family. Others asked in disbelief, wait, that's Kina Barrett, why is the papal family here in the holy city's treasure vault? All eyes turned to Isaac, who was gulping down the vial. He won. Isaac felt satisfied. Kina Barrett looked at him thoughtfully. So this is the kid guaranteed to become a saint, but that pure hair color, could it be from the Barry's papal family, dyed hair? Remembering the hair colors of his family, Kina Barrett realized that everyone else had brown hair. After a moment, Kina Barrett smiled. What's so strange about the papal family being in the holy city's treasure vault? The papal family leads all clergy. Therefore, the holy city's treasure vault belongs to our family. Shuriashwa stared at Kina Barrett, who grinned and declared, I simply came to take what's mine. Why is that so strange? Everyone else thought he was crazy. He looked on with disdain. That arrogant way of speaking, he truly is from the papal family. Seeing the golden holy power surrounding Kina Barrett, he confirmed, that kid's a monster, his holy power alone exceeds a bishop's. The number one saint candidate thought to himself in disgust as Kina Barrett berated the Ashwa family, using such a crude method to humiliate your hosts, and you call yourselves saint candidates. Pathetic. What's so great about harassing a child? His boldness in provoking the whole family shocked everyone. Kina Barrett approached him. A baby can't possibly be poison resistant. He knelt, smiling. He must be protected by the holy woman's power. He felt pity. His family has inherited stupidity. Kina Barrett gathered power in his hand to purify him. Poor thing, let me cure you. The onlookers were surprised. He can use holy magic to cure poison. Look at the size of his holy power, at least level 5, that's good, but his eyes, he has ulterior motives. He's using me to show off his skills. Clever, I admit, but as Kina Barrett was showing off his power, he slapped him, instantly dispelling the holy power. His face still stinging, someone shouted, the holy power disappeared. Kina Barrett was shocked. He looked at him. He happily climbed down, saying, Dada. Kina Barrett still couldn't believe it. My holy power was dispelled, by a child. He's stronger than me. Kina Barrett's hands trembled, his face pale with anger. He glared at him crawling away, an Ashwa insect. He angrily crushed the vial, glaring at Kina Barrett. What are you looking at, brat? I'll smash this vial on your head. Before he could finish, Shuriashwa hugged him. He slapped Shuriashwa. Everyone was shocked and scared. He didn't expect that. Their family. He slapped the person trying to save him. How disrespectful. Kina Barrett was stunned. People gossiped about their physical interaction. Do they really think they can fight the papal family? Does he really think he can protect him? He struggled free from Shuriashwa's hug. You fools, without me, you'd all be dead. Kina Barrett enjoyed the spectacle. It's fine, I must have surprised him. He's still a baby, after all. He waved goodbye and left, chuckling. Bye, good luck, Ashwa brats. At least try to save some face for your family. Shuriashwa was trying to hold Kim Isaac back. He was angrily glaring at Kina Barrett. He simply reminded them, of course, the best treasure here will be mine. The Ashwa family wouldn't even dare approach the dried skeleton demon king's corpse. That shocked Isaac. Kina Barrett left with a contemptuous smile. Shuriashwa found him incomprehensible. What a troublesome kid. Causing a commotion, Isaac grabbed his shirt. He frantically asked, Gaga, what did that white-haired bastard say? Shuriashwa thought he'd angered Isaac, screamed, and collapsed. Isaac relentlessly questioned him about the dried skeleton demon king's corpse. Shuriashwa begged, what's wrong with you? Stop pulling me. In his panic, Shuriashwa revealed what Isaac had been searching for. The patriarch promised a secret technique to whoever brought the dried skeleton demon king's corpse. That was a shock. Isaac sweated profusely. He crawled on the floor, groaning, "Da Melissa, you." He grabbed his head, thinking of the skeleton wrapped in ribbons, enjoying himself leisurely, and his head went crazy. "Are you playing with my body?" At the end of the party, everyone was chatting. Shuryashwa sat in a corner thinking about life, while he kept fussing. After a while, he stared blankly at the sky, lost in thought. A hulking skeleton materialized in his mind. "I've accumulated centuries worth of mana in my body. If I could just get my hands on it, reaching level 10 would be a piece of cake. But these kids are guarding it everywhere, there's no way to get it." His threatening gaze pressured everyone. A sudden, inexplicable panic swept through them. Shuryashwa remained anxiously still when, in a fit of frustration, he threw a vial across the room, muttering to himself, "Forget it, anyone who gets in my way will be trampled." Suddenly, a cry rang out, drawing everyone's attention, including his. The elder slowly stepped forward, addressing the children, "We'll be leaving soon, so listen carefully." He began a story that captivated the children. "This relic vault is a sacred place, holding the relics of past saints." He groaned inwardly. He's starting on the history lesson again. When will we ever leave? This is so boring. He disgustedly walked away, leaving a message. "I'm leaving." Shuryashwa, startled, jumped up to stop him. "Hey, wait, where are you going?" "Where are you going?" He braced himself. Then, with a whoosh, he vanished, kicking up dust that forced Shuryashwa to shield his eyes. The elder's story was interrupted by the bizarre sight. Shuryashwa looked ahead and shouted, "Elder Isaac is." He grinned, a whirlwind of speed, finally using the sacred technique he'd just learned. The elder was too surprised to react, only managing to exclaim, "Isaac, no, that's a restricted area. Stop him." Before everyone's eyes, he flew away, disappearing and prompting a frantic chase. In the Ashwa family's banquet hall, everyone stood anxiously. Ashley clutched her chest, worried. "I hope the young master is all right." Rylal Ashwa silently leaned against a pillar, waiting. A voice announced, "We've established a connection to the inside of the relic vault. The spirit beasts are following the third-place candidate, so we'll provide information. The first relic vault's door has opened, and the candidates are entering." Rylal Ashwa worried, "Already?" The announcements continued. "The current third-place candidate is Amon Aegis." Simon shouted joyfully, "My son." In second place is Shuryashwa. The surprise caused Goel Ashwa to lose connection, then ask, "What? Oh, I mean, that's my son." And in first place is Isaac Ashwa. The announcement was interrupted by a scream, causing confusion. Then, using his incredible speed, he zoomed past, reaching the two before the struggling elder, who was panting and struggling to keep up. "That's Isaac Ashwa." Gasping for breath, the elder cried, "Isaac, please, not there, no. If you go that way, more traps will activate." Before he could finish, Isaac stepped right into a trap. The elder yelled in shock. Shuryashwa could only cry out, "Oh, elder." Other children triggered mechanisms, resulting in massive axes falling and explosions. The children screamed, "Mom, help!" Shuryashwa, without calling for help, ran for his life, yelling, "This madman, why did he go in there and cause all this chaos?" The vault's trials were already life-threatening, now they had to avoid the added traps. He ran forward, ignoring attempts to stop him. "So this is the door to the second vault." As he approached, an announcement blared, "Second trap activated." He was entering the side door of the second vault. Shuryashwa desperately pleaded, "Isaac, don't go in there." A whispering voice flew towards him, praising, "Amazing, master, thanks to the mana you absorbed in the annex, I've leveled up." He added, "Good, now I can make you work harder." He could only mutter, "Damn it." Almost done, he ordered the whisper, "Now go catch them all." The whisper immediately obeyed, "Yes, sir." The whisper flew towards the children. One of them said, "I didn't expect it to be this difficult." Then, inexplicably, the child was lifted into the air. The others were envious, arguing, "How can he fly? His family must have trained him, it's unfair." No one knew, only the helpless child silently cried inside. "No, you fools, they didn't teach him anything." The whisper tied up the child and hummed. Shuryashwa, helplessly suspended in the air, begged, "Please put me down." The whisper happily announced, "Master, I've caught the messenger." Then it unceremoniously threw the child to the ground. He rejoiced at this. Shuryashwa, injured and bleeding from the fall, angrily advised, "Stop this madness. I don't know how you passed the first trial of the selection, but from the second vault onwards, one mistake can kill you. You must face your fears and choose the difficult path to sharpen your senses." Exasperated by his nagging, he zapped Shuryashwa silent, scowling, "You're too noisy." Seeing Shuryashwa unconscious, he began his adventure. "Whatever, explain what's in the second vault." Taking the opportunity, Shuryashwa warned him before he entered, "Absolutely do not attack the enemies, understand, don't attack them." He didn't understand, pointing and asking, "What nonsense are you talking about? Why can't I attack the enemies?" His stubbornness angered Shuryashwa. "That's the only way to pass the second vault, whatever appears, just stand still for 3 minutes until they disappear. Tell me you understand, otherwise we will both die. You just look up to the sky, ignore everything and only believe in yourself." What a cliché, are you testing my patience? Shuryashwa painfully tried to sit up and continued speaking. Someone actually died because of this, but he didn't care and just crawled forward saying it was easy. He crawled forward, touched the door, looked at him and said, "Daha, just don't attack, right, Gaga, 3 minutes is nothing." He touched it, the door glowed golden and announced, "Welcome to the quiet room. Patience is a virtue and cold logic, stay calm and resolute." He used an innocent expression to receive those words, "And your patience will lead you to the light." Elsewhere, slow footsteps echoed. 4 children were trying to advance deeper inside. One of them nervously asked, "Are you sure you're okay? We're at the end, you know." Kina Berries looked confidently and affirmed, "There's no reason for us to take the dangerous path ahead, the meat shields can do it for us." And he forgot that an 8th rank demon was guarding the second storage room. Certainly, those who went before will be stuck there. That made everyone feel more at ease. Kina Berries pointed forward and cheerfully told everyone, "See." Brilliant golden lights emanated from the end of the path, surprising them. Kina Berries looked straight at it and said, "The trial has begun." Back to Kim Isaac's perspective, the door had finally opened. He critically assessed the scene before him, while Shuryashwa was trying to regain his strength. "Don't get distracted." A familiar figure and pair of earrings gradually appeared. And surprisingly, the curly-haired god appeared, bestowing a blessing, "And your patience will lead you to the light." If the god hadn't blessed him in time, he would have created karma by electrocuting the god upon its appearance. What the heck was that? Note that it was only 3 seconds. He was furious, and by dragging Shuryashwa into this, he terrified the poor boy. He regretted his earlier statement about 3 minutes being nothing. He prayed to heaven for forgiveness. He cried and shouted, "You're crazy," he whispered as he approached to observe, only for the door to suddenly turn black and slam shut. He clenched his fists in anger. "Ga, how can I be patient after seeing a god's face?" The whisper agreed, 3 seconds was long enough. The black door slowly opened, announcing, "You have failed." For those who cannot endure, a root-covered arm emerged from the door. Let the divine punishment descend. A huge figure appeared before them, roaring a threat. Shuryashwa resigned himself to death. "It's over, I'm done," while he gathered red energy in his palm. He extended his arm, focusing the deadly light. He unleashed a blow that pierced the monster, making it scream. Shuryashwa, before he could die, gaped at the horrifying power. The monster's entire back was pierced. He released his anger. Shuryashwa was still shocked, thinking, what the heck was that? One strike sent the monster flying, sending rocks and dust everywhere. He looked at the defeated creature and questioned, "This is an 8th rank, are you kidding me?" As he was angered by the lack of a worthy opponent, a voice echoed, "This golem was created by my subordinates' magic. Those monsters' true nature is hidden by their destructive power, elite demons of the Dry Bone Demon King, 14 familiars, this is their unique magic." Hearing that and seeing the destruction, he wondered, did they work like dogs for the Ashwa family, or is there a connection between this place and my body? To solve the mystery, he decided to investigate himself. He quickly left to search for the truth. Shuryashwa, watching him, stopped him. "Hey, where are you going?" Suddenly, a voice appeared, making Shuryashwa curious and him annoyed. "Aha, I didn't expect the Ashwa kids to be useful." Grasping a bush, the person slowly emerged. Pointing at them, he loudly announced, "See, I told you the Ashuas knew how to pass the trials. This is Cardinal Nigel Sefit, the 3rd son of the Duke Sefit family, one of the 5 faiths." Confidently stepping forward, he smiled brightly, "Thanks for defeating the gatekeeper, now get out of the way, we're going into the second storage room first. You don't know how much we suffered because of that brat. If you go first, you'll trigger the traps." They cautiously approached, Shuriashwa worried, while he didn't care, thinking, so many survivors. Nigel Seffet pointed at Shuriashwa and criticized, "I didn't expect the Ashwa brats to be so wicked." "Shuri, you're cooperating with him, right?" Shuriashwa was confused by the sudden accusation, while he enjoyed the amusing scene. Shuriashwa knelt down to clear his name, "I'm not with him." "We're not." Nigel Seffet knelt, looking at him arrogantly and telling everyone, "You saw this kid dodge all the traps, right? You think he did it himself?" He watched with wide eyes as they played their charade. The kid immediately discovered the precious thing around his neck was a ring and exclaimed, "See, it's an artifact." Without saying a word, she grabbed the ring. To his surprise, this ring definitely contained something. "Everyone, look, with this, we'll avoid all the traps ahead." While the kid was showing off its unknown function to others, Shuriashwa could only throw his hands up. He misunderstood the kid. The man gestured while pondering, "Him sitting still made me worried. He's not the type to let someone take his belongings." Having obtained what he wanted, Nigel Seffet led everyone forward, not forgetting to shoo away the Ashwa family. The thought of the future made the kid even more excited and thrilled. "I will be the one to bring back the dried-up skull of the Demon King, something no one has ever done before, the third son of the Cardinal Duke's family." Nigel Seffet was happily shouting when he suddenly stepped on a trap. Before he could understand what was about to happen, a red glow emerged. Then, with a bang, he vanished before he could even smile for a few seconds. To the astonishment of two people, the other children panicked. What kind of trap was that? Shuriashwa worriedly looked at him, thinking to himself, "Isaac. He used them as bait." The man was grinning as he watched someone disappear in a puff of smoke. The interior was a scene of devastation and fire. Shuriashwa struggled to carry the man while many children lay unconscious from the traps in the second storage room. He looked at the fallen Nigel Seffet with gratitude and disdain. All the mines here were removed thanks to those kids. But he was still wondering about one thing. "Why are those kids following me?" He angrily grabbed Shuriashwa's hair as three people trailed behind. The children looked at him with admiring and proud eyes, whispering among themselves, "That kid must have some kind of divine sense, maybe because he's from the Holy Maiden's family." Nigel acted strangely. "That ring seems to be just an antique, right?" The Ashwa family would never do something as exploitative as that. Hearing them whispering like that made him incredibly angry. The one whispering beside him chuckled, soothing his anger. "It seems they understand your greatness, Master. You are truly amazing." He grumbled inwardly, "I don't want their acknowledgement." Shuriashwa, as someone experienced, could only smile and advise them inwardly, "Run before it's too late. These kids are even scarier than any demon species." Suddenly, someone stepped forward, stating firmly, amidst Shuriashwa's tears, "If there truly is a saint, I think it would be someone like you." The man, holding his head, looked up questioningly, "Oh." Then, the person cheerfully introduced himself. "It's an honor to meet the youngest son of Ashwa. My name is Paris Julius, the second prince of the Julius kingdom." Hearing his illustrious identity, they began to chatter. "That's the kingdom east of the Holy Hela Empire. They say the prince there received a divine blessing." The man, not caring much about quality but only about usefulness, immediately thought, "Oh, this guy seems useful." At this point, Shuriashwa spoke, "Isaac," causing the man to questioningly ask, "Oh." His shaky legs struggled to stay upright. The boy announced, "We've arrived. This is the third storage room, filled with a dark atmosphere, illuminated only by two faintly glowing orbs. From within, a change occurred as a different energy emanated. Welcome, candidates." From within, statues gradually appeared, announcing, "This is the memory floor." They appeared with wings floating above them. "Show your determination and courage." The other children were delighted to have reached their destination. "All right, we can move on to the next storage room. It's good that we followed him instead of Nigel. We'll get the Demon King's skull." Shuriashwa, however, remained worried, gazing at the statues. Then, a statue issued a command, a simple challenge: "Defeat us and claim glory." Those words made the children eager to unleash their power. They said to show courage, "So we have to fight them, right? Let's try." The man looked at them with a sense of familiarity. Those gatekeepers, could it be? After a moment's thought, he remembered, "Oh, that's right." Then he suddenly laughed with amusement. "This will be entertaining." He then began to struggle on his back. leaving the children perplexed. They exclaimed, Isaac. Shuryashwa looked ahead, reminiscing, Isaac's decisions are always right, those gatekeepers are lying. The first storage room was about choice. Isaac ran past it, leaving the elder breathlessly chasing after him but failing to catch up. The second storage room was about calmness. Isaac was anything but calm, summoning divine lightning before he could even speak. And the third is about memory, a hint that we should recall what happened in the first two challenges. Each statue held a weapon, waiting for an opportunity to attack. Shuryashwa, seeing this, asserted that they couldn't attack them. Contrary to the boy's answer, Isaac waved the children away, saying, all of you, stand back. This made the children question again. Over there, Shuryashwa wondered, that's strange, he chose the right answer this time. So he reconsidered, no matter how wicked he is, he's still the descendant of the Holy Maiden. Could the Holy Maiden's kind nature have surfaced? That's right, maybe I've misunderstood Isaac all along. While holding Isaac's leg, he nodded at his own answer, unaware that the man was gathering power, chuckling, preparing to launch an attack. He'll sacrifice himself to guide everyone on the right path. Before he could finish thinking, the statue crumbled after being hit by Isaac's attack. After the throw, he continued to smile brightly. Shuryashwa was completely dumbfounded. The statue emitted dark energy from its mouth, angrily grasping its weapon. You have chosen wrong. The statue prepared to attack. A horizontal slash caught the children by surprise, causing them to look up in astonishment. Then, a sudden explosion sent two children flying, causing them to cry out in pain, help, help, mommy, their desperate cries left Shuryashwa speechless, even as the explosions continued. What the? Perhaps this way of handling the situation seemed familiar, as he looked up. Then saw him grinning at the sight of the chicken onion statue that surprised Shuryashwa. Crazy guy. He just loves watching these things, so he happily observes, it's been a while since I've seen this bunch. Another statue appears, then they fight them off with combined swords. It's foolish to trust others so easily, you saint candidates. These statues are deceitful puppets created by the magic of 14 spirits. He points at the children grabbing Shuryashwa's hair and laughs loudly. Let those brats see how cruel life can be. Shuryashwa is speechless.